You know, I think we're all struggling to grasp what is a human being. You know, what is this incredible mystery of the human being? And so we try to develop, you know, the greatest possible image of the human being, and we find, of course, that, you know, I mean, we can use different words, but maybe I just keep it simple, and we can say that, you know, the human being has an aspect of them which is totally their own, totally, you know, that they're an individual. And then there's another aspect of a human being where they're equal with everyone else. You know, we all have certain needs. We all have certain aspirations. And then there's another aspect of the human being where we all have to join hands, or else it doesn't work. You know, so, you know, and we can say that's body, soul, and spirit, because nowadays we know that any food or anything we get, it takes 100 other people to put that meal on the table for you. So if you think you can be independent there, you're kidding yourself. We're completely interdependent on each other, primarily in the needs of our body, you could say. And we know we all expect a certain dignity. We long for a certain respect for each other. And this is very much out of our soul life, you could say. And then we all know that we are, you know, as I think one of my favorite artists, Joseph Beuys, said, you know, every human being is an artist. Every human being is a creative being. And this is our individuality. So you know, maybe that's a long way of putting it, even though I said it would be terribly simple, you know, of saying we have to, in our environment, actually acknowledge and address all three aspects, make them apparent, you know, so then we have something to aspire to. So of course, yeah, in this environment that we live, we try very much to create house communities where everybody's task, everybody's contribution to the daily work is acknowledged and is known that if so-and-so isn't there, this won't get done. Somebody else will have to do it. You very quickly wake up to the fact that everybody is needed to create this body of a house community. And then there's this aspect, you know, of creating beauty all around us, because that's what the soul longs for. You know, we need the natural materials, just the beauty they offer. So we like to have wood floors, we like to have wooden furniture, we like to have, you know, the woolen carpets and whatever, or the rugs. And we want to have, you know, beautiful flowers in the house. But all these things that just lift one's soul, you know, and they do it for everyone. And then, of course, there's this aspect where you want to be able to sort of bring forward the creative powers of each person and to acknowledge them. I mean, in our house, I know, you know, I love putting everybody's drawings and paintings on the walls, you know. And so, yeah, we have that. And that's also could be called our spiritual life as well, you know. So, you know, this all has to be available and apparent for the image of the human being that we try to aspire to in these communities, or in this community. You know, we have to make sure it's all there. It's not just good enough that there's food on the table. The food has to be presented beautifully. The table has to be beautiful. The conversation has to include everyone. You know, the acknowledgement of everybody's place in the community has to be there.